Hi. Yeah, sorry, this one's going to come a tad late. I mean, as you can see from my change of surroundings, I did move. I don't know if I pointed that out earlier, but yeah, I'm at university now, so busy, lots of work. I should be doing work now, really, but my flat's empty, really, seems to be. It's quiet, and I feel bad. I'm gonna try and upload extra to make up, so bear with me. But I'm sick as well. Excuse me. Yeah, busy and sick is not a good combination, but I'm okay. Episode 11. I wish you could have seen my reaction to this, because I was feeling emotions. I was hoping for some. After the Nomad sort of backstory we got, I was like, okay then, so Toff and Scout, or would that be a finale thing, or what? But that's what I was hoping for, and I got that, and so I'm gonna focus on that, because I love those two characters. They're the most dynamic, I would say, out of all the Nomad of Nowhere characters. They're the ones with the clearest sort of, well, Nomad's developed, but it's sort of become a more recent thing, where Toff and Scout seem to be developing it a bit from the beginning, and then it sort of builds up in the last couple of episodes. And well, there's so much. I'm looking at my notes, because like, where do I begin? You know, I don't want this to be 40 minutes long. Which I can do. But yeah, we come in, and obviously Toff is upset because she can catch the Nomad, and she's like, oh, maybe there's still a chance, just on Paragon, about trying to help the Udala, and he said no, and I'm not surprised, because I didn't think he was ever going to help her, whether she caught the Nomad or not. So that makes sense to me. And the callback as well. You just went first. Nice. That's some good content. I'll tell you, some good script writing. But yeah, it very much makes sense to me. And obviously, Toff, I feel like it's been made obvious that Toff never did this to hurt people. That's never what she intended to do, and she always, like, she seems ready to do it, but she seems more, like, resigned. She's not like, oh, let's look at my plans. Oh, I'm going to threaten someone today. Yes. She always looks like, I'm going to threaten someone, you know, in brief little moments. And so her sort of defecting, I was waiting for that. What I really want is for, at some point, like season 2 maybe, for Toff to finally come to grips with the need to take down El Rey and believe that that is possible, and say to save the Udala and, well, the other people living in poverty, I guess. And for Scout, Toff, Nomad to team up. That's the dream. Obviously, we've got Scout and Nomad together. That's what makes sense to me. Toff, obviously, it's very much a work in progress, because we got a bit of lore in that argument. I'm really digging this writing of how they reveal exposition, if it's natural. Like, how would the Nomad bring water back with their googly eyes? Some people have theorised that the water wheel is making a channel and didn't just storm off, and that's going to help divert water through, and that's going to come in near the end. I would love that to be true. I don't necessarily think, oh yeah, that's definitely happening. But I don't think it's out the question, and I'd like it if it did. It'd be a nice callback. And yeah, I think the Nomad's indirectly capable of that, very much so. But Toph is more direct. She seems to be about action, about going and doing, instead of like, oh yeah, we might like out of if you betray everyone, not just Dom Paragon but El Rey, the Nomad might be able to figure out a way to help your people. And it's like she knows El Rey has power. She doesn't know Nomad has power. Well, Nomad does have power, but it's this oddly specific power, which is very useful and is a very nice power to have, but it's not necessarily a universally useful thing. So I very much like that. Also, the fact that Udala need water in a desert where this, Dom Paragon's a colonist. I don't think I need to spell that out to anyone. I think they were kind of obvious with I got here first and I'm hoarding all the resources and everything and exploiting people. But yeah, the colonists withholding resources and people suffering because of that's a real life thing, which is good because, well, you get certain tropes, don't you, which would rather not come to fruition. You get sometimes it's like about native people having this connection with nature and not being like 100% sort of human, and like them sort of like in a sort of like not being connected with nature, but not in a these people are smart and know their surroundings way, but often treated as in they're not as advanced as us in the West who use technology and stuff way. But so like instead of it being like, oh well they use their magics, it's like, well actually these people were taken advantage of and now they need water, they have a shortage of water and they could die, and it's like, yeah, so it's not necessarily a nice thing to see, but like it avoided a trope, which is good because some tropes are, yeah. I've gone around, and yeah, I think Toph's getting there. Her develop's got to be more slow. She's a very blunt, direct person, so she makes decisions and that quickly and stuff, but I think this is so much more complicated when you're weighing up people's lives, like an entire people in fact, and this corrupt king who has magical powers and magical people that serve them and more people that serve them, and sort of having to choose, and with Scout who she cares about. I saw that blush from Mr. Teeth, that was so sweet, and it's just Toph only seems to smile when she looks at Scout, which makes me sad, but I'm happy to see her smile, even if it's for a brief second before her heart just, yes. There was such a lovely moment before that, and we're going to take Nomad to El Rey. I love them too. I do ship them too. Even if, like, I don't want them to be together right now. It would not make sense. There has to be development on both ends. Scout's a little bit more ahead with hers, I would say, in trust, in like the self-respect thing, and they're doing the right thing, and they're being confident enough to stand up, not for yourself and for others, because I know it's sort of normalised to sort of insult yourself a bit, but you have to have a balance, I'd say. You don't want to be Dom Paragon, but you don't want to be insulting yourself and not willing to stand up and care about yourself and other people. So she's getting there, she's developing, and Toph is a bit slower. I need them to develop because I do. Oh. So I'm a mess. Scout almost said the L word. Yes, I'm very. I don't think I've started a show, like an animated show, where it's been like, where it felt like the main character was just naturally just climbing to the story where they were going to get together with another main character sort of thing. You could argue Ruby, but that like there's a whole Bumblebee debate I would rather not put right here. I'm pro bees, but I'd rather not get into that right now. If that is a thing with Ruby, it's a much more slow burn in a different sense. The moments are sprinkled because there are so many more characters, and all of them need some spotlight. But with this, the main characters are Scout, Toph, Nomad. So it's easier to balance it. Especially, well, the Nomad doesn't appear to have any sort of, well, the only important relationship they seem to have is sort of been erased now. So, yeah. Episode 10 was sad. This was heartbreaking. I was getting emotional. Not crying, but I just... Sometimes, to get what you want, you need to get what you don't want. I want Scout and Toph together, so I need them to be apart. They need to realise what's important. I think Toph's starting to realise how much she cares about Scout. Scout knows how much she cares about Toph, and they need to realise what's important in the world as well. So they have to argue and show this struggle that they're having, because it is a legitimate struggle. You know, they're betraying their nation, like their entire country. And as far as we know, there are no well-known rebel groups or anything. So it's just like them against everyone. It's a very difficult choice to make. It's a very frightening prospect. So, yeah, obviously there's going to be some struggle. And with what that involves, like hurting people, running away from people, how to figure out how to survive, choosing between people, which Toph would have to do. She'd have to risk her people's welfare and trust Scout and Nomad. And I think that's important, because she trusts or trusted Scout, doesn't trust Nomad. They all need to be a cohesive unit if this has any chance of working. And Scout realises that Toph can't just do that, so she has to look her away, and I'm sad. It's bittersweet. Because as a writer, I'm very happy. I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, you're establishing character dynamics, you're creating future plot lines for yourself, and oh look, you're getting the people, the audience more invested. Yes, take that. But as a member of that audience, I'm like, please stop fighting. Yes. I mean, I kind of expected something like that, but I didn't expect anything so soon or so blatant. Is blatant the word? It is very open about what it is. I didn't expect Scout to just almost confess her feelings for Toph. Yeah, some LGBT representation right at the first season of a show, written in there just like the writers planned it and stuff and thought about this and the people it would affect right at the start. It makes me happy. It does. But as much as most of my feelings about this episode were about Scout and Toph, the Nomad did do something important. I mean, not only did they escape using, well, they needed to burn themselves, which is a bit sad and a bit, like, it's a bit more concerning knowing that they're a scarecrow and, like, their biggest weakness in this world is fire. I can't think of anything more dangerous to a scarecrow than fire off the top of my head, other than, like, I don't know, disintegration, lightning, I don't know, but yeah, that must be terrifying once you've remembered that you are very flammable, extra flammable. But yeah, the power of clap clap, googly eyes, friendship, sorted that one out. But I really love this moment, and I mentioned it earlier, that character growth moment. This is the Nomad developing, where they're running, and then they're just like, you know, thinking about all of these horrible things people said to them. Some more rational than others, admittedly, and it's just, you see them getting it down and the pressure getting to them, and it's just struggling to cope, and they just sort of realise all these other things that people have said to them, and that actually, like, there's hope. They've got this power, and they can do something. I think with all of this, the Nomad's only ever known persecution and running away. So it's a powerful moment when they turn around and they run back on a pinata, a sentient pinata, which is the cutest thing. I love it so much. I love how it mixes these serious things with the humorous things, and it doesn't feel unnatural to me. It just feels like that style. This episode is as well very funny. There's some like serious character moments, and like it's a lot, and then they just give you some breaks with the humour, like the dandelions, and I love them so much. Like when they insult Red Manuel, who does deserve some insulting, you know. Was going to shoot Scout. It's much more difficult to have sympathy for him now when he threatened our favourite little redhead spittoon girl. Yeah. I can't feel sorry for you right now, mate. You did too much. And Don being his horrible self. Someone pointed, yeah, he insults Scout in humorous. He threatens Scout in a humorous way, but you do beat a pinata until its insides spill out, which is a terrifying concept in reality. And he wants the Nomad to suffer and hates poor people, and someone pointed out somewhere that the plants, begonias or something, that he has in his garden, that he doesn't want the poor people to stand on, they actually need a lot of water to survive, and he's in the desert, so instead of giving the water to poor people, he's using it for his own garden, and he's such like a textbook rich guy villain in a more accurate way than the mustache twirling, I'm just this guy with money who's evil for no reason why. He's more like, well, not to make it like that, but how some people are in the real world with their money and stuff. Yeah, my point is, the characters were spot on this episode. I liked the use of emotion and tension, and how that was broken every once in a while by humour, just enough to keep it light without taking away from those moments. Like, there wasn't a joke cracked in an inappropriate place, I don't think. And pretty much almost everything that someone said was just useful in some way, like knowledge about the place or the character, and it just felt so natural. I just... yeah. This finale is gonna... I don't know how I'm gonna wait for the next season, but... I'm hoping this is gonna be good. Scout's got rescue... Well, Scout's just running. Don't need to rescue her so much. But come on, Nomad, Scout, together. If the Nomad can, like, clap hands, googly eyes, and make loads of friends and have a Beauty and the Beast style fight against Don or something, that'd be great. I don't know what I want to happen to Scout, because obviously I want something happy to happen to her. I want her to develop. It's difficult to even think about specific things I want now, because, like, the writers have literally gone, oh, you want this? Okay, here is exactly this, but with something extra on top. And I'm like, I don't usually expect that. So I'm just like, this finale's going to be good, and I want it to be good. So I just know it's probably going to be good. I'll be really surprised if it goes downhill. But yeah, I'll stop rambling on because I've covered pretty much everything in my notes. Like, with less yelling than in my notes. There's no let Scout be happy with exclamation points and capitals, but I'm hyped. I love that. Hate that cliffhanger ending. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the next episode, like, now. Because I just have this little pocket of peace before I need to work again. So I've got to do it. But, yeah. Sorry I'm late. I'm gonna try and do an extra video, maybe, depending on how long this little pocket of time lasts. I'm just... cross my fingers. But yeah, thank you for waiting. I really do hope people are watching this show and they're excited and they're talking about it, because it's honestly one of my favourite shows. I didn't expect things to just step up and get better, with, like, almost every episode is better than the last episode. And I'm like more invested in these characters now than I have been for some characters that I've known for, like, years. Which is such a weird concept. But anyway, sorry. I'll let you go.